Students at Little Schoolhouse and Elizabeth Irwin High School seek to understand the world around them and the pressing issues of the day. Design for Change helps students to step into our community and out into the world to research these issues, to connect with others, and ultimately to take action to make the world a better place. This is a story of our young activists learning the power of the words, I can.
In third grade, we learned about composting in science class. We noticed that leftover snack and other food items were being thrown away in the garbage cans in our classrooms.
The school already had bins in the cafeteria to collect food scraps for composting. We thought, why can't we have bins for food waste in our classrooms too?
This would also be helpful for the younger classes that ate lunch in their rooms and for all the grades that had snack in their classroom.
We wrote a letter to our school's director of learning and innovation about the issue and what we were feeling. We had several meetings.
After meeting, we decided to research about the bins and the bags that we could use to solve this problem. But the year came to an end and we had not made much progress.
In fourth grade, we joined the Cultural Awareness for Everyone group, or CAFE.
We made a list of rights we felt needed to change in general for people. Some of those rights include disability rights, marriage rights, and environmental rights.
The members of CAFE wanted to return to the conversation we started last year about food waste. So we did, and we decided to use the Design for Change framework to document our progress.
We also realized that all of the work that we have been doing was part of the field stage. We were excited to discover that we had already made important progress.
During the Imagine stage, we worked with all of the fourth graders to make a list of the people we needed to speak with about the issues, and we explored some possible solutions for the problem.
We knew that there were others who would want to help with this work. Through this collaborative work, the Kids Composting Crew was born.
As a next step, we wrote a letter asking to meet with some of the adults who help to make decisions in our school.
We also talked with teachers and had meetings with the students in the lower school to talk about reducing food waste and to learn more about their snack and lunch routines.
They were also frustrated about their food waste ending up in the trash. We listened to the ideas that they had about how to solve this problem.
The members of CAFE reviewed all of the solutions and decided that it would be easier to have compost bins in each of the rooms instead of one large one in the hallways.
To keep us focused, we came up with a problem statement. So much food and compostable items are being thrown away and wasted. We want to help the environment. We were excited for the do stage to begin.
We chose and ordered the compost bins, and after speaking with a lot of people, we came up with plans for how the food waste in the classrooms would get to the larger bins in our cafeteria.
Once we received the bins, we had to figure out how to explain to the students in the lower school what they would need to do.
We created a poster to go with the bin to remind them about what materials could be recycled or composted and what was trash. We used colors so that even the youngest students could read the poster.
Then we wrote a letter to all of the teachers letting them know that we wanted to speak to their students about the plan. We created a schedule for these visits, and once that was done, the teaching part of our plan got underway.
On our visits, we wanted to get students excited about the role they could play in reducing food waste and to make sure that any food waste they did produce ended up in the new bins for composting.
We also reminded them about the kinds of items that could be recycled. The students were excited to be a part of this project and to know that they were helping to make a change.
We got an email from a teacher with a few questions, and we realized there were some things that we had not covered with the students.
So we wrote a logistics to starting composting email back and used this new information when we spoke to the remaining classes about the composting project.
We had done it. All of the food waste in the school was being collected for composting. One way we shared our work with the community was by presenting to students and teachers at our weekly assembly called Lower School Gathering. We presented at a gathering that was also a celebration of Earth Day.
We talked about composting and explained that the goal of our project was to collect all the food waste from snacks and lunch in all of the lower school classrooms for composting. The students asked us a lot of questions.
Some students shared about smaller composting projects that they were doing in their classrooms. This showed us that our community was filled with people who care about the environment.
We wanted them to know that now every lower school class was part of a larger effort to make our school more sustainable. They were change makers too.
Our work was also shared in the weekly newsletter that goes out to all of the families in our school.
Now we are thinking about next steps like working with TerraCycle to expand what we can recycle. Starting a rooftop garden so that we can use some of our compost to grow vegetables that can be used for school lunch, and bringing Design for Change with us to middle school next year.
earth to make it better. It helps the earth. It's better than using the trash bin.
You have to think about what's wrong and then stand up for what's right.
To make a change, I needed to listen and then stand up as an activist and a leader.
If we feel things, we can actually change how we live and what we do.
When you have an idea and are willing to do some work, it can be turned into reality.
When you solve a problem as a team, you bond and everyone becomes kinder and friendships blossom.
Working with others helped to make an impact bigger than I imagined.
Can you believe that just a year ago we made up this composting idea and it's already happening? I cannot believe that. That is so cool, right? I think we really changed the school.
We are taking